Council has a copy of the agenda. Would entertain a motion.
Motion to accept the agenda.
Have a motion? Second. Motion is second. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor vote by show of hands. Thank you, Council. Lisa, would you read the minutes for the June 3rd, 2013 meeting, please?
Okay. Monday, June 3rd, 2013, regular council meeting. Mayor Weaver called the meeting to order promptly at 6 p.m. He requested Lonnie Waters give the invocation. Mayor Weaver asked that the agenda be reviewed and approved by council. Councilmember Jim Looney made a motion to approve the agenda as presented, and Councilmember John Fowle seconded the motion. Motion carried by unanimous vote. City Clerk Lisa Hall read the minutes of the May 6, 2013 regular meeting. Councilmember Ann Morrow made a motion to adopt the minutes as read, and Councilmember Allison Brown seconded the motion. Motion carried by unanimous vote. Item A, under old business, Mayor Weaver recognized City Attorney Bill Pickett to address council regarding the 8-inch water line transfer from the county to the city as discussed in the previous council meeting. Mr. Pickett informed council that he had been in contact with the county attorney, and it was determined that the city is already using the line and there would be little cost to maintain the line. Mr. Pickett recommended that council take over the water line. Council member Ann Morrow made a motion to accept the water line. Council member Allison Brown seconded the motion. Motion carried by unanimous vote. Item A, under new business, Mayor Weaver recommended to City Council the appointment of Lisa Hull as City Clerk Finance Director. Council member Jim Looney made the motion to appoint Lisa Hull as City of Jasper City Clerk Finance Director. Council member Tony Fountain seconded the motion. Motion carried by unanimous vote. Item B, under new business, Mayor Weaver recommended to City Council the reappointment of Nancy Unzicker and Ann Dobson to the Pickens County Library Board. Council member Tony Fountain made the motion to reappoint Nancy Unzicker and Ann Dobson to the Pickens County Library Board. Council member Ann Morrow seconded the motion. Motion carried by unanimous vote. Economic developer Gary Nick-Vital gave a report to council. Finance Director Lisa Hull gave the financial report for the month of May 2013. Lonnie Waters gave the animal control report for the month of May 2013. Chief Greg Lovell gave a report of police activities for the month of May 2013. Chief Steve Roper gave a report of fire activities for the month of May 2013. Being no other business to come before council, the meeting will adjourn. Council is scheduled to convene next at the regular meeting on July 8, 2013.
Would entertain a motion.
I'd like a motion we accept the minutes as read.
Have a motion?
Second.
Motion is second. Discussion. Being none, all in favor vote by show of hands. Thank you, Council. 9, the 4-H SAFE shooters. Lonnie?
Mayor and Council. The 4-H has had a safe, it's spelled with all capital letters, safe team for several years. This year we've just had an exceptional team. They've went to qualifying. They brought home 14 blue ribbons and medallions. They went to state, the senior division, which is 9th grade through 12th grade, placed 12th in the state. My juniors, 7th and 8th grade juniors, they placed 13th in the state. And we had one participant here, I think he's in the 10th grade. Out of 550 seniors, he placed 6th. So they have really progressed, doing good. And you'll probably see these flyers everywhere. We have challenged the law enforcement of Pickens County, City of Jasper, City of Nelson, the Game and Fish Commission, and the Georgia State Patrol. This coming Saturday at 12 noon is the challenge at high noon. We are going to be at the Sheriff's shooting range. We're going to have food and refreshments available. It is a fundraiser to help purchase ammunition, whatever we need to continue this. Yesterday we had at practice, I think we had 5 new people up there just watching that wants to join. We only lost 1 student this year because of graduating. And everybody is really enthused about this coming Saturday. They think it's going to be a real fun day. And we'd like to invite the entire county, anybody that wants to come out and watch and help us with our fundraiser. And I have 3 other coaches, Mark Kirby and Craig and Amanda Nicholson. They help us with this. So we do have, I want to make sure everybody understands, we do have a female coach. A lot of people want to know if they're going to bring their daughters up there and be with just a bunch of boys, a bunch of men, and so we do have a female coach on staff. They all do a great job. So a lot of the, I think all the students are here tonight, except for maybe 1 or 2 that had to work and couldn't get off. And I appreciate the mayor giving us time to recognize these students. They've done an exceptional job this year, and I know I brag about them every day.
Lonnie, if you don't mind, we may turn the cameras around and have your individuals stand up, tell who they are and anything that they want to say or not say, just who they are and what their scores are, anything you want to say about them, you may say at that time. So
Okay.
give us local score.
Chief Lovell is actually wanting me to take 1 or 2 of his officers and himself out and let them practice this week sometime.
Make him buy the ammunition. If you would, turn your cameras around for our guests and start, Lonnie, if you will, start at a certain place and let them stand up and tell who they are.
Levi Sellers, this is the young man that placed 6th out of 550 in the state of Georgia. Cooper Collins, Cooper, along with Will Logan, John Hobbert.
You guys stand up.
If y'all would stand. Caleb Patterson, Jeff Buckingham. Levi, if you will, go ahead and stand up so I won't miss nobody. Any more senior teams? Kyle Brewer. All of these are on our senior team. These young men, out of 25 shots, 95% of the time they're going to hit 20 or above.
So you're saying our police enforcement officer or public safety guys don't have much of a chance?
I want to think that they don't, yes. But they all do a good job. And like I said, it's amazing to watch these young people shoot. These young men here have been doing this for, since 7th, 8th, 9th grade. So they are the senior group. And so they placed 12th in the state.
Thank you.
All right. Alice Kirby, Callie Odom, Josh Hobbert. Is that all the juniors that's here? Oh, Carter Nicholson. And then there's 1 or 2 more that didn't make it tonight. This is our junior group. They placed 13th in the state, and the state takes the top 5 highest scores. And that's how they classify them. All these, they were 7th and 8th graders. And their score out of a possible 125 was 111. The senior scores out of a possible 125 was 119.
Wow.
So, this is what they're doing on a state level. And so, we also got Kobe Collins and what other juniors are there? Oh, Luke Chastain. Brody Butler. So we have a big team here. There's about 17 of them. And looks like it's going to continue to grow. And we just hope that the community keeps supporting us like they have. We can't thank everybody enough. The sponsors, the Pickens County Sportsman's Club.
I was going to ask you to talk about that just a little bit because you guys have had some issues in the past that was worked out, and the Sportsman's Club is working with you and the sheriff's department.
They are. The Sportsman's Club donates all of our targets. Every clay target that's thrown, they pay for it. They donate us $1,000 a year. We have sponsors all over the county that have come on board donating $200 to be a sponsor. I think we had 10 sponsors this past year. Looks like we may pick up another sponsor or two. But ammunition has gotten so expensive because of gun control and all this, where we were paying $4.20 a box. Now we're paying $6.15 to 20 cents a box. And we spent over $3,000 in just a few months in this last season just for ammunition. And so we really need the community to back us, and we appreciate it. And we thank the law enforcement. It all started as a joke. I mean, really, we were just cutting nothing going on, and it's blown into, we have every branch of the law enforcement has agreed to show up Saturday and participate.
How are you going to make money at this fundraiser? You going to charge to get in?
Well, we are asking for a donation as you come in the gate, and we're going to be giving away prizes. We've got sponsors. I don't want to leave anybody else, but such as Ace Hardware, Dos Margaritas, Jasper Drugstore. I mean, there's several people, and I know I'm leaving somebody out, but they have sponsored like gift certificates.
I can tell you right now, Lonnie's a one-man collection agency or fundraiser.
Well, the other coaches have done a great job too. They talked and they pulled in gift certificates and things, and we're going to sell changes. We had a $100 bill donated. We're going to sell changes on that, have a drawing on it, and everything's going to be based on donations.
Okay, good.
And then we'll be selling hot dogs, hamburgers, drinks. Pepsi Cola is a sponsor. They're donating their drinks to us.
And give us the time again.
It starts at 12 o'clock Saturday at the Sheriff's Range up on Jones Mountain Road, or Yukon Road.
Okay, anyone have anything to say besides Lonnie? Proud to be a coach. Tell us who you are and a little bit about what you do for the program.
Mark Kirby, and I'm her dad, Marcy's husband with the Extension Service. I'm just proud to be one of the coaches.
We're proud to have you. If you would, Lonnie, line everybody up front, coaches, parents, whoever you want to put up front. And we'd like to have a picture with our council. And maybe this could be in the paper.
I would like to say also, the greatest bunch of parents that I've ever worked with. I've worked in all different functions of education. Working.
Wait a minute, I do see Dave Odom back in your class.
Hey, I can't say nothing bad about it. And these parents have supported these kids. A lot of them can drive, but every practice, the parents are there supporting them. Lonnie, what do y'all need, and we'll help you.
If you would bring everyone up in a record pace. Council, we have,
Listen for the good gunshot fire.
under old business, we have none. Just to let you know that I did speak with the commissioner today, and we did take ownership of the water line. And not only the water line, we did also receive the bill, first payment to the railroad. Imagine how that would come.
You couldn't pay that first?
Okay, with that being said, go to new business. We have a resolution to adopt a 5-year plan update, 2013-2017 for the Pickens County Joint Comprehensive Plan, 2008-2028. Anyway, adopt resolution. Plan 5-year update 2013-2017 for the Pickens County Joint Comprehensive Plan 2008-2028. Whereas the Georgia Planning Act of 1989 requires local governments to develop and maintain a comprehensive plan to retain their qualified local government status and eligibility for state permits, grants, and loans. And whereas the 5-year plan update 2013-2017 for the city of Jasper has been completed, and the community work program is updated, and the needs and opportunities and land use, character, area map, and defining narrative were reviewed and found to be sufficient with no changes identified. And whereas such 5-year plan update 2013-2017 has been approved by the Georgia Department of Community Affairs at meeting Georgia's minimum planning standards and procedures. And whereas the second and final public hearing was held on Thursday, the 25th day of April 2013. Now therefore be it resolved that the mayor and council of the city of Jasper hereby officially adopts the 5-year plan update, 2013 to 2017. Resolved this 8th day of July 2013. Would entertain a motion to approve this resolution as read.
So moved.
Have a motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor vote by show of hand. Thank you, council. You have a copy of that we can send. This is my copy. We'll sign that tomorrow, and I think you need to sign it as well.
Yeah.
Thank you, council. With that, we'll move forward to the next item on the agenda. Council, I spoke with you in haste and asked the council to support the purchase of a hydro seeder. This hydro seeder was a $15,000 purchase. With that, we removed the partial part of the purchase of the asphalt spreader that we will not be making use of this year, and I would entertain a motion to approve that if possible.
So moved.
Motion?
Second.
Motion is second. Discussion. Quickly, we had it planned for a truck. We removed the dump bed. We had everything ready to go, and there's been some question of the weight capacity of that truck. I decided this morning we need the hydro seeder, so we're setting the hydro seeder on the truck this week. Hopefully it'll be in operation by the end of the week. With that, we will begin to hydro seed everything that looks like dirt in Jasper. So, anyway, that's being done, and thank you, council, for that. And I did get a final vote on that, so we'll move forward. I didn't. I know I didn't. Thank you. I moved right on without you.
You got a motion to second.
I got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Being none, all in favor vote by show of hands. Thank you, council. Just for the record on that, that was a $48,000 brand new. It prays for around $25,000 to $30,000 now, and we got it for $15,000. And it's like brand new. Okay, with that, we move on to item C, grievance policy procedures for disabled individuals pursuant to the Americans with Disabilities Act. I'd like to recognize Mike Castagna. Mike?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The City of Jasper is currently in the process of updating their Americans with Disabilities Act transition plan as required by the Georgia Department of Transportation. This transition plan is required for recipients of federal financial assistance and other public entities commonly known as federal grants. This transition plan requires council approval of a policy so the mayor and or the city manager can set up a panel for ADA grievances and procedures to correct ADA grievances through identifying physical obstacles in the city facilities that limit the accessibility of public entities program. This is not an ordinance. It is a policy that requires the city clerk's signature noting this policy approved by council and will be recorded in the minutes of this council meeting to satisfy this update for the Georgia DOT report due on July 30th, 2013. This policy will be considered Appendix A for this update to the Georgia DOT. Appendix B of this update to Georgia DOT will be the actual inspections of our facilities to identify obstacles that limit the accessibility of public entities, program services, or activities to people with disabilities. These inspections are currently being done by our City Fire Marshal, Captain Randy Banks, and will be included in this update to the Georgia DOT. This update will have schedules for making the access modifications for Americans with disabilities. You have in front of you the City of Jasper's policy and procedures for individuals for your approval.
Okay. Mr. Speaker, do you have any questions on this?
No, I've already read it and it complies with ADA.
Thank you, sir. Any discussion? If not, we'll entertain a motion to approve the policy as presented by Mr. Castagna and as presented to you in the document.
So moved.
Have a motion. Motion is second. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor, vote by show of hands. Thank you, council. Thank you, Mike. Okay, that's the final business this evening. I'd like to move on to the mayor's report and ask Jerry Nexbatal to address the council on item A under mayor's report.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I'm pleased to be with you this evening. What I wanted to focus on today was the employment and Pickens County and some of the latest figures that have come out. Of the Georgia Department of Labor unemployment statistics, out of our 14 county reporting region, we are fourth in terms of favorable unemployment figures. Most recent data is coming in at 8.1%. Now, what's interesting about these figures is that virtually every county has shown an increase in the number of people that are unemployed as a percentage. And I've received a couple of calls about that, and you know, 1 month doesn't really get me concerned because that's not a trend. There are some fluctuations. But looking at the data, what's really interesting is virtually every county that shows an increase has an increase in the workforce. And that's primarily what's driving the increases in the unemployment percentages. Catoosa County was the only county in our reporting district that had a decrease in the unemployment rate. But when you look at the raw numbers, the number of people in their labor force has declined. The number of people employed has actually declined. But because of the ratio, their numbers have actually come down. So when you fast forward to the Pickens County numbers, we have more people in the labor force. We also have more people that are employed. Our unemployed has gone up slightly, but what's really driving that number again is an increase in the number of people in the workforce because we have more people employed, and from a percentage standpoint, we're actually doing very well. So I wanted to share that with the council because we had received some questions about it. Again, certainly, we never want to see the percentages going up. It increased slightly over last month, and 1 month does not mark a trend, especially when the number of people employed is actually increasing. Furthermore, I had conversations with several companies. They indicate that they're hiring. Had a very interesting conversation with North Georgia Staffing. They just opened a new location on East Church Street. And the owner was saying one of the largest issues they have is having enough people coming in to fill the positions that are open. There's a bit of mismatch in terms of the openings they have and the skill set they're looking for, but it's also just in terms of raw numbers. So I think overall the employment picture is fairly favorable in our community. Certainly when you look at the trend, I think we're still headed in the right direction. And in speaking with our local industries, they certainly paint a good news story in terms of hiring. So are there any questions about that?
Questions, Council?
Last time I want to share a very quick update on the Fort Royal project. We received information from the project director. It's detailed about the agreement that they are working to reach with the property owner. It's 36 pages long. I did read through most of it. They do have some detail to work out. Some of it may require some input from the city, and I'll be providing more information about that as it moves forward. But again, it's trending in a very favorable direction, and it's looking pretty good.
So good job working on that.
Questions, comments? Thank you. I appreciate that.
Good job.
Any questions, Council? Thank you, Mr. Jerry.
In your package, you've got the financial report through June 2013. We're halfway through the year, and as you can see on the report, the last column will show what percentage of the budget we're at. Most of the departments are at 50 or below. A few are slightly over 50, so pretty good shape there. I guess the other thing I was going to point out on the water fund, it looks a little higher for the current period and probably year-to-date this month because I had caught up depreciation expense, which y'all, it doesn't affect cash, but it increases the overall expenditures. And that's, I guess, all I had. If you've got any questions.
Council?
Not about the report, but do you have anything outside of this report about the audit?
Well, we got a bill today. I think they're at least halfway through, but I think there's still a lot of work left to do. The partner in charge has been here about a week, and the two guys that had come earlier I know he's got to review all their work papers and probably finish up some things, so fairly a little inexperienced, but hopefully in the next couple of weeks we'll be finishing up.
So they're being very diligent in the work though, and here every day, and
Yes, especially since the partner showed up, they've been here every day. Got me busy.
any other questions, council? I just might add that Lisa is doing very well in the transition, and I think has transitioned. That's pretty much turned into the Lisa show, and so if I have a question, she's pretty much got the answer. So, thank you, Lisa. With that, we'll move to Lonnie. On a lighter note, let's talk about the animals. First of all, John was reported a bear this morning. Miss Cindy called first thing, and there was a bear in Piney Woods.
Bears are everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all over town, all over the county. They're being sighted everywhere. But I've only had one call down at Crystal Creek. But, you know, people seeing them all over town. I mean, every corner of town they're being seen. But I've had a total of 35 calls in the last month. And I had one call in the Health County with some horses down on Camp Road. But other than that, it's been dogs and cats. I mean, it's an ongoing thing. I think people turn them out and abandon them, and I'm getting several strays right now. The strays, I quit catching any strays at all. We really got a hold on that for a long time, and now I'm beginning to catch some more. So just keep working on it, I guess.
Well, there's at least one call on here that's not listed.
What's that?
You never got it, but if you were called, not by the telephone, but may have found the snake in my basement this weekend. You were called.
Instead of swearing, she says, Lonnie Water.
I didn't get the call.
No, it was not on the telephone, but you were called.
Okay, if you'd have called me, I'd have come and helped.
It was not on the phone, it was out loud.
Oh, okay.
Very loud.
I'm surprised you didn't hear it.
Any other questions, council?
What is me?
Anything else to report since you've got other responsibilities, Lonnie?
Well, we're working on the street projects, measuring streets, looking for damages, constantly working on that.
Explain why we're doing that, Lonnie.
Okay, we're talking about a transportation spot, and we're going to meet to get some ideas of what it would cost to repave, re-asphalt the streets. And in order to do that and do it efficiently, we need to know exactly how long each street is inside the city limits, how wide the streets are, whether culverts or drainage needs to be repaired. Anything that needs to be repaired, we're documenting it. There's 4 of us that's working on that. And between jobs, between calls and things, we're going out and trying to get this information compiled and put it together. And we've actually got a man coming in to help us figure, you know, what it would cost to asphalt, say 100 running feet or 100 square feet of road or whatever.
Okay. Actually, what he's referring to, I spoke with a gentleman last Wednesday before the holiday from C.W. Mathis. He's supposed to be here tomorrow, look over our numbers and give us some good ideas with his expertise as to what it's going to cost to pave virtually every road in Jasper. We're talking about from Moore Street to Arbor Hills to Hannah Ridge to every street in Piney Woods, Piney Ridge. We got to get everybody on board and show a time frame of how over a 6-year period of SPLOST that these roads will be resurfaced in a timely manner in front of everyone's homes. And I think everyone, if they get a chance to look at these roads, like I was telling Jim a while ago before the meeting, I rode one road today one way and I thought it was just fine, came back the other side and it was alligatored and falling apart. And which is, it was A.W. Lawson Industrial Boulevard, and Jim explained to me that's the way cars come into town. They don't, not as much traffic going westbound, which makes sense to me, Jim. I don't know if you made that up or not, but it was so we're finding all these issues where the curbing is falling off, and some of the roads we have that is curved, we're going to have grinding issues to get the roads down, such as Magnolia Stations and Arbor Hills. We've got to take down the curbs to make that work. And we're looking at over a 6-year period, and we're talking about this previous before we came in here, if we're looking at over $100,000 a month that would be city's portion if we, on the low end of this, not if we don't get to expand Pine Street into town to do a bypass instead of dropping all the traffic on help me out your road. Ridgewood. I was going to call it Ridge Mill. But anyway, Ridgewood. And we're looking at a different road. We're looking at roundabouts that we want to bring to the commission, Pickens County Commission, that we can put this on a ballot to carry to our voters in Pickens County and the city of Jasper. Of course, at the same time, the county's coming in with their problems in the county, hoping that they will bring roads such as Philadelphia Road and all the roads that need to be just inside the area in the vicinity of Jasper, much less the east end and west end problems that they have. And I think what I'm hearing from the voter and taxpayer out there is that people are getting on board with this. They see where the money will be spent, where more than likely before they weren't in favor of a new tax or a SPLOST. So it's going to take everyone. I mean, I was out there today on Magnolia Station, and I was passing this gentleman who was mowing grass, and I had a terrible urge to stop and politic about the need for this road. But I thought I'd let him mow his grass and I'd keep measuring the road. So these are things we're all going to have to do if this thing wins. Otherwise, next year come March or April, when we count the votes for the new SPLOST, we don't need to be 48% in favor and 52% in reverse. I mean, we need to make this thing happen, and we need to hold our politicians, ourselves, and the county to the feet of the fire that this is what we're going to do with this money, and it's going to be a time frame and laid out like we're doing now, trying to set a schedule as to when Magnolia Station is going to be paved and when Moore Street is going to be paved, and it's going to be all based on how much we drop. And we're going to talk about this nearly every meeting to keep this in the forefront of the people who are going to vote for this. Otherwise, we'll be sitting here next year wishing we had politics and made this thing work. This is politics at its best. We're actually talking about something other than elected officials. We're talking about what we need for the city and county. But anyway, that's my speech. Thank you, Lonnie, for leading me into that.
I'm also going to include that I'm working with Ben Turnipseed, engineer, as far as completing the water line on 515. We're making plans with the DOT to going under 515 and extend it on down to 108. And that's going very good as far as getting that done. I will have to get a couple more easements for that, but it's working good. And then the mayor's golf tournament, it's coming together real well for JYSA. It's everything's pulling together real good for that also.
That's July the 24th, and I believe we're just nearly full.
Yes, it's really went over well this year.
And I mean, we're probably right now 3 weeks ahead of where we were the last time, because the week before we're trying to find the last golf team, and so people support this really well, and it looks like we should clear $6,000 or $7,000 easy. And we talked about that this money we want to put toward the definitely needy part of Pickens County and the city of Jasper, which will ultimately help JYSA to lower everyone's rate, because they want to take money out to help these people who can't afford it. We want to go through a little grant working with John, try to make this happen. We've been talking about this for a couple of years. We've tried it, but be more specific on how we're going to issue this money to those who are definitely in need and wouldn't be able to play football otherwise, and or be a cheerleader or a tumbler or whatever other program, or a wrestler. So all this money goes to, and baseball player, we want to throw it toward all of it. So anyway, we're very fortunate to have this almost complete, and we're looking for July the 24th to have it finished. Anything else, Lon? Thank you, sir. With that, Greg Lowe, Chief of Police report.
June 2013, responded to 749 calls for service from the 911 center. Responded to 30 motor vehicle accidents. Issued a total of 141 citations. Police department, 1 for DUI, 118 for speeding, 2 for uninsured motorists, 18 other miscellaneous, and 2 for suspended or revoked. Georgia State Patrol issued 57 citations within the city for a total of 198. A total of 6 state warrants taken, 1 for simple battery, family violence, disorderly conduct, 2 theft by receiving stolen property, 1 simple assault, 1 terroristic threat. Miscellaneous calls answered, 29 alarm calls, 15 disorderly, 12 harassment, 3 for trespassing, loitering, 30 for suspicious activities, and 22 domestic calls were investigated, 1 burglary.
Any questions, council? Thank you, Chief. Okay, Chief Roper's not with us tonight. We have Mr. Randy Banks, which I believe the rank is Captain. Captain Banks. Sorry about Roper throwing in.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The City of Jasper Fire Department responded to 115 calls during the month of June of 2013. Those calls were structure fires inside 0, outside 0, vehicle fires was 0 inside, 0 outside, drives for brush fires was 0 inside and 0 outside. The auto accidents with injuries was 8 inside, 5 outside. Emergency medical calls, 49 inside, 36 outside. Other calls was 11 inside, outside 6. Total for the year through June the 30th was 666 calls. The fire inspection program reviewed 2 sets of plans for construction or renovation and conducted 15 inspections during the month of June.
Any questions, council? Busy month, right? Any questions? Thank you, council. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. At this time, I would like to call for public comment. I have a couple of visitors with us tonight. I'll ask you to introduce yourself and address the council. Mr. Lau, I believe you said something earlier. Tell us who you are for the record. That way.
My name is Donnie Lau. I've lived on the old Federal Road for 35 years. And I'd like to commend the mayor and the council on the tree projects making Jasper a tree city. But I've done something with trees in town I just wanted to bring to your attention. These little zip ties that y'all put the lights up on with are squeezing into the trees. And if you'll notice on some of them, they have sprouts on the bottom of them. That's because the tree is trying to regenerate because it knows that it's being choked to death.
Okay.
And I just have a suggestion. I've noticed that already a lot of people have been up there cutting these things off. And I think if you could cut them all off, that all the limbs that have grown up there would still hold the lights in place.
Probably wouldn't fall. I will send a crew up there first thing in the morning. From now, I appreciate you coming from the council, but a simple phone call to my office, we've been up there getting these zip ties off with you. But appreciate you coming from the council because we are proud of the trees and they've been growing so fast with all the rain. We feel like we're watching the state. So I think they've grown at least a cube in the last.
They really look good. They are growing.
And probably this fall we'll have to trim them back because they're getting so large. Hopefully we won't butcher them this year and just cut them back with a nice shape to them versus taking all the limbs off. I will be there with each tree this time to make sure we don't get butchered. But appreciate that, Donnie. Anything else?
No, that's all.
Thank you for being here tonight. Anyone else?
I think my question was answered.
Would you like to recognize for the...
Yeah, Nancy Davis. I've lived in Jasper about 4 years. And I'm with the Pickens County Tea Party and the Republican Party. And I was just concerned that I had not seen the budget for the end of 2012. I know we had a change, now I understand.
I was concerned as well.
Yeah, so, you know, knowing that in a couple of weeks we will have the audit complete, hopefully, then we'd be able to see what's going on.
We'll have it for you ASAP, and you're welcome to come by and look at anything you would like to look at.
Well,
So.
until it's finished, we wouldn't know what we're looking at anyway, would we?
No, probably not, but
Yeah.
well, let's sit next to Lisa and she'd tell you.
Yeah, we want to see.
She'll love that,
start
especially
and-
if you help file.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, I can use the calculator.
I could do that.
Okay, with that, I would like to say that we had a safe, I believe, totally safe 4th of July, and I would like to say successful. The success was mainly in the efforts of all the volunteers, the Jasper Lions Club, the City of Jasper, working with the Lions Club, and the Pickens County government, and the city, and the Sheriff's Department. All made a big part, and Chief Lovell and the police department, I must underline that since I did mention the Sheriff's Department. But anyway, the Lions Club, in the rain, was able to have a best 4th of July celebration that you could have in pouring rain. No one left. We showed up, I believe, almost a record. I know it was a record for rainy. The neat part of rainy 4th of July, but the neat part about this, Randy, working with the Lions Club, calls me Saturday and asks me to have Lawson's pasture bush hogged. Have you ever seen, and I called Mr. Poole and asked him would he go over and bush hog after he stopped laughing. I mean, but anyway, to make a long story short, I think they did go over and beat down the grass and made it possible for the fireworks to go off. And I did not get to go by and see the exact spot, but Mr. Poole did call me shortly after and tell me that they were successful in getting it beat down. And the fireworks actually went off, and I don't think there were many does, but there were plenty of people there, and the fireworks was not bad to be in the rain. I don't know how they went off. But with that, we want to tell the council that we're beginning to plan for August, last part of August, if not the first part of September. Surely it'll be on the first day of football season. It's got to be Georgia-South Carolina game. But anyway, we're going to try to have our first mania of the year after the courthouse is opened and everything's smoothed out, and I think we can pull that off. We haven't picked the band yet, so we'll be out looking for that pretty soon. Lisa, you haven't got to enjoy that yet. We're going to let you kind of lay back and watch for the first one. And then I'd like to mention the park project on Hood Road. We've worked between rain showers, and we've got our cover pipes in. We've got our soil erosion to some extent till we get the spray. We've got all the roads cut in. We've got it gravelled. We're laying the foundation for the pavilion that we're planning finally. Don't make any comments, Jim. This hopefully will be approved by the federal government. We're already running our water lines into the facilities. We're going to build a bathroom on the south side of the park, and we've disallowed automobiles from riding around after we leave, but people can walk in and do whatever they want to in the park as long as they don't cut trees or do damage to the dirt. But anyway, that being said, I think we'll have this, if we can get good weather for a month and a half, and the building projects are going to be the slowdown, and I think hopefully we'll have all the requirements to have all of our $100,000 from the federal government, hopefully for December 31st, and then that we'll be able to finish up our building projects. But I'm quite pleased with that, and the council gets a chance, we'd like to stop by during the day and like to have a ride through with me. I'd be happy to take you through and show you what we've done. And it's quite a bit with the bad weather that we've had. But there's several other projects going on, but it's getting late today, and I'm tired of talking. I know you're tired of listening, but entertain a motion. So move adjourned. This one way down the